Lindy West, welcome to the Livewire House Party.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so nice to see you. I have to say, like, in these very weird times when we have somebody on the show who's been on a bunch of times, it's like I don't really keep track of how much I need to see friendly faces until I see one of them. It's nice to see you.
I know, likewise. And in fact, I'm having a realization that you sent me a really nice text and I never responded. I just got the text and I was like, wow, that absolutely made my day. Well, anyway, back to my life, like just a monster. I think like something about the isolation of quarantine made me like isolate more, kind of. Like I just I got worse at communication. So anyway, thanks for texting me like 6 months ago. I'm sorry, I'm a bad friend.
No, I do that all the time. It's what I call a mental text, where in my mind I compose a text and then I never send it. But my brain files it under that was addressed.
Totally.
This book is really, really funny. And I don't know if a lot of people maybe know that you kind of started out writing about films at The Stranger. And I don't know if we've talked about this on Livewire before, you and I, but I have this really vivid memory of you and I being on Capitol Hill in Seattle eating some pizza when your Sex and the City 2 review got like retweeted by Roger Ebert, I think. And your phone was going off like a slot machine. It was crazy. Was that almost like I don't want to overstate it, but was that like a game-changing moment for your writing career?
Oh, definitely. Like I had never experienced anything like that before. And it was a simpler time when I had my phone set to make a noise every time someone interacted with me. Like,
Yeah.
And I just remember being up all night. My phone was like ding, ding, ding. Because, it got like, I don't know, 10,000 retweets or something, which was just like an unfathomable number to me. And definitely the first time like a famous person paid attention to me. And it was Roger Ebert, which is so heartwarming.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, totally some small turning point in my life for sure.
What would you now that you're the new Roger Ebert, what would you consider your approach to film criticism to be?
Well, I mean, I'm just a buffoon, sir. We can say that I started my career as a film critic, and that's technically true. But I was absolutely not qualified and did many disservices to the film community. But my approach has not changed. I've learned nothing. I still... 15 years later, I like to just be mean and exploit the job to just make my own jokes and try to make myself look funny.
And was that kind of like, how did this book come about? I know it's some things that you had written previously and then some new stuff that you went and did. But were you looking to get back to writing about something that is absolutely unimportant to the world?
Yeah, exactly. No, I wrote 2 really like heavy books. Like I wrote like a depressing memoir and then an extra depressing book about politics. And I was like, wow, this sucks. I mean, it was great. It's all been great. And like technically I think both of those books are also funny, but it was just like a lot, it was just a heavy couple of years. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what is the most, like, what could I write that would have just the least value and what's the most inconsequential, like lowest stakes thing that I could write? And these sort of rewatches of old movies that I started doing at Jezebel, I started with Love Actually, mm-hmm. which became really popular. And people still send that article around like every Christmas, mm-hmm. like a new tradition, a new holiday tradition, which touches my heart. And I was like, I feel like people would buy a book of that. That's probably my most successful piece of writing of all time. And it has millions of views at this point. And every year it goes viral again. So I was like, okay, what if I did a whole book of that? It would be fun. I wouldn't have to talk about my feelings or like cry or whatever. I could just do like butt jokes, you know?
Well, let's
I
actually.
I could be the real me. You know?
The real Lindy West is who we're talking to right now on the Livewire House Party. I'm Luke Burbank here with Elena Passarello. Lindy's new book is actually named sort of For Love Actually, but instead it's like, we'll just say bleep actually, a word that I guess we can't say on public radio, although I would say that word, Lindy, is the absolute lowest tier of swear word at this point. Like maybe under the Biden administration, they'll pass a law that is not even a swear word anymore. I feel like it is very tame.
Yeah, that actually, I'm a single issue voter, and I've written many emails to
Yes.
Joe Biden.
Yes. But let's talk about Love Actually a little bit, about your essay about it. You were not really a fan, or at least you're pointing out some of the less great elements of this like very, very treasured holiday kind of rom-com. Who's more scary? Trolls that you've dealt with your other work, or Love Actually stans?
You know, the stands, they stand hard, and they come at you, for sure. Although I feel like I have won this battle. Like, I feel like when the piece first came out, people were very mad because the idea that you would say, I don't like Love Actually, it was new. It was new to people that you could say that. And I got a lot of hate mail that was like, why are you a sour, piece of trash? And I was like, why can't you just have fun?
Well, what are some of your issues with that film?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, people like to call me like a noted Love Actually hater. Like this is something important to me.
The foreground of the counter Love Actually movement. Right.
Right. Like
the counterinsurgents.
Yeah, right. I don't care. I don't care about it. People can like it if they want. I do. I just think that it feels very manufactured. Mm-hmm. It feels very much sort of like created in a lab by men to delight women in a way that is it's not effective, at least for me. And then it's just reinforces like every kind of toxic relationship that was really romanticized and normalized in the 90s and early 2000s. And I don't know, I'm just like, I don't want it. I don't need it. Like, I don't like it when men are like, here, we made this thing for you. No, thank you. Why don't you ask me what I like? I don't like this.
Yeah.
Do you want more specifics?
No, I think that's actually great. Also, we're due for a break, but when we come back, I want to talk about one of the films, maybe the only film that actually gets a positive review. In your words, it is the only film. It's the only good movie. I'm trying to get people to stay through the break. So let's do that. Let's take a quick break. This is the Livewire House Party. We are talking to Lindy West, author of Shrill, The Witches Are Coming, and now Bleep Actually. Let me get this title right. Sorry. And now Bleep Actually, the definitive 100% objective guide to modern cinema. Stay with us. We will be right back. And now this is us coming back from the break. Welcome back to the Livewire House Party from PRX. I'm Luke Burbank here with Elena Passarello. We are talking to Lindy West about her latest book, Bleep Actually, the definitive 100% objective guide to modern cinema, where she writes about a lot of movies that have some shortcomings. And then one movie that you really love, apparently, which is The Fugitive. You say it's the only good movie. Why are you so pro The Fugitive?
It's just perfect. What's wrong with it? Name one thing, Luke.
Hold on. I'm trying to run through the whole movie, which I saw at the Crest Cinema in Seattle.
$2
when I was like 12. So this is going back for me a ways. But no, I think it's a good movie. But I'm curious that it's the one movie that you bestow all your love upon in this book.
Well, I mean, that's kind of just a bit that I'm doing,
All
but
right.
Also, it is perfect. Harrison Ford is the perfect movie star. I love him so much. I love him more than my family. Tommy Lee Jones is my I don't know, my other favorite dad.
Well, you point out in the book that he is the bad guy. He's kind of the hero and the villain. Also, I believe he played offensive line at Yale. I don't know if that's relevant,
Harvard,
but
yeah.
just Harvard.
Yeah, he's Al
Excuse
Gore's
me.
roommate, right?
Oh, really? Okay.
famously.
I knew he played football at some fancy place, but so you like Tommy Lee Jones and you like Harrison Ford. So that's
I like Harry. I like Tommy. I like their interplay. It's exciting, but it's not scary. It keeps things moving. There's a murder mystery. It's a procedural. There's like, he didn't kill his wife.
That's always good.
Yeah, Chicago. And then everything works out except for the dead wife.
One thing
That
that you
part's-
bring up that I think is really, I didn't think about it, but I totally agree with you. The last like 20 minutes are a chase scene, but there's no CGI. So it was kind of like crotchety, but like, remember when chase scenes were just like people, I think you say like people getting hit in the actual head with steel beams. Like, I totally understand what that feels like back in the day, to not have it be like some kind of like computer generated semi truck, but it's just running and hiding.
I know. Yeah, like running and hiding, like a normal man running. Like
Yeah.
there's this part where it's like, oh no, he went up the stairs.
Yeah. Now we have to go up those stairs.
And it truly is like on a human level more, at least to me, it's like more exciting and more affecting than, Transformers or whatever, where just a computer drew it.
right.
Like, I'm watching The Mandalorian, and it cost $5 million to build the Baby Yoda robot.
Really?
The child,
And
you
it's-
mean? Please use the proper terminology.
Whatever.
Oh.
And it's absolutely worth it because I love that tiny robot so much more than I would love a computer cartoon of a
Yes.
wait. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I also will tell you that I was before the pandemic. I was at the Bonneville. Sorry. Wait, what is it called? What's the dam that's outside of Las Vegas? The big one?
Hoover?
The Hoover Dam. Hold on. Let me say this. Before the pandemic, I was at the Hoover Dam, and I was trying to analyze every kind of drain spout to see, could I jump out of that fugitive style if I had to? And the answer is no, by the way. But that has forever changed my perception of jumping out of one of those things if I absolutely had to.
I know. I feel like I have this perception that like you could kind of jump off anything
Yeah.
as long as like there's water at the bottom.
Right.
Like if you like make your body into a pencil, you just like shoot right in, right? It's fine.
Yeah. This is the Livewire House Party. We're talking to Lindy West about her latest book, which is Bleep, actually, the definitive 100% objective guide to modern cinema, where she writes about a bunch of different films. In case we haven't chased off like the last three public radio listeners that we had, can we talk about Harry Potter, or as you call it, Harry Plot Hole?
Absolutely. Absolutely,
What's
Luke.
the problem there?
Just nothing makes any sense. It's bad. It's bad and nothing makes sense. Where do you start with Harry plot hole? What's not a plot hole in Harry Potter? Why? What?
Well, you're also
What?
a fan, though. You describe yourself as a so-so Harry Potter freak. So, like, you have an understanding of the text that I don't actually have of these books. So, or the films, I guess. What is it that doesn't add up for you?
Yeah, I mean, life is many shaded. It's very nuanced, Luke, and I do like Harry Potter, and I also hate Harry Potter, and I think it's bad. You just get the impression that that Joe started the train and just maybe didn't think everything through. There's not a lot of consistency in the magical system. It's just like children saying nonsense words and then magic comes out, which I get that it's all fake, obviously. Like magic's not real, but I don't know. I mean, okay, here's a fundamental issue with Harry Potter. Like everyone's name is their job. Like the plant teacher is named Professor Sprout. Now, did she change her name to Professor
Right.
Sprout? And like Harry Potter is just like absolutely chock full of that kind of thing.
Right.
You know,
It's like if a child was born named Mr. District Attorney, and you would just sort of like,
exactly.
like, okay, I guess your job is figured out.
I'll give
for
you an example. I was in Butte, Montana recently, and the local weather person is named Majestic Storm.
So good.
And it's like, which came first? I hope it was the name, and then you just took it as your calling.
Yeah.
And not that, you changed it to that. But I mean, like, there are some people that are just born for things. Maybe Professor Sprout was just born for that.
Okay, but does that mean that both of Professor Sprout's parents were also plant teachers at Hogwarts?
That's a point you make that I totally never thought of. As a huge fan of the books, where are Harry Potter's grandparents?
All four dead.
They're never. And the Potter's parents were like 21 or something, right? And they're all gone.
All gone. Sorry, you're an orphan.
I never thought about that. I just took it as gospel. It's like, all right. And the train runs on steam, even though it's magical. And the Hogwarts Express only runs once a year.
Yeah. Is this worth the infrastructure investment? Who laid the tracks? House elves? Just none of it adds up. The wizard economy. Who pays the witch that runs the snack trolley on the Hogwarts Express once a year? Does she get a full salary to keep her alive, to pay her wizard rent to her wizard landlord? There would not be enough jobs. There would not be enough jobs.
No.
You can't have the only jobs be snack trolley and government.
I think it's now become very clear to the Livewire listeners, Lindy, that you are the only true voice of film criticism in these chaotic times. And so we feel really lucky to have you here because we wanted you to help us play a little round of a cinematic Would You Rather. Okay, and these are Would You Rathers that are set in the world of film, and they're all referencing films that you talk about in your new book, Bleep Actually, the definitive 100% objective guide to modern cinema. So do you care to take a swipe at this?
I'm ready.
Okay. Lindy West, would you rather date the literal vampire Edward Cullen from Twilight or the emotional vampire that Ethan Hawke plays in the movie Reality Bites?
You always got to go with the literal vampire over the emotional vampire, for sure. Although, arguably, Edward is also an emotional vampire.
True.
So, maybe might as well go with Troy, and then you could have like a husband who like eats food and sleeps, and doesn't like massacre animals or in the night.
One of our producers pointed out that the movie is called Reality Bites, and it does feature an emotional vampire.
Ooh.
Think about
wow.
that. Yeah.
That's good.
Blew your mind there. All right, how about this, Lindy? Would you rather live in a theme park full of actual live dinosaurs or a house in which your father operates an electromagnetic shrinking machine with like zero safety precautions?
Okay. Is Jurassic Park up and running where the dinosaurs are contained, or are they running wild?
Well, it starts with them contained,
I know.
as it always does. But the question is, how long? I've always thought that like the movie Jurassic Park should be called Clever Girl because like that's what I remember. There are a lot of movies that I just remember one thing from that movie, and that's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Total Recall. I remember one scene from that. I think we all do. I don't know if we can say that on public radio.
You remember 3 things about that movie, Luke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but Lindy, I'm not letting you answer. So yes,
No, it's fine.
The dinosaurs are contained when you start living there, but what happens, we don't know. Much like the shrinking machine is also supposedly, put away and safe, but also who knows?
So I think a lot about the part in Jurassic Park when they go into the kitchen and there's like flans and cakes and turkey legs everywhere. And I feel swayed. I feel lured by that into is the chef? Oh, they even say his name. Hold on, I referenced it. His name is Armando or something. Do I get to have the Jurassic Park chef?
Yes, absolutely.
Great, then I choose the park.
Also, like Jeff Goldblum is there, right?
Yeah.
Which is,
sometimes.
and again, I say this with peace and love to Rick Moranis, but it's like, come on, we're gonna hang out with Jeff Goldblum or Rick Moranis?
Come on. Yeah, I can live in like a suburban house with a nerd.
Or you could live in Jurassic Park with a hot nerd. I think those are your options.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think we know the answer.
Okay, so we're putting you down for Jurassic Park. How about this, Lindy West? Would you rather be stuck for the rest of your life in the bus from Speed, or for the rest of your life on the door with Kate Winslet after the Titanic sinks?
So you mean when you say rest of my life, you mean like the minutes that would remain? Like, do I
Yeah.
want to die in a bus crash explosion or drowning in the North Atlantic?
Yeah, if you had to spend
Is that
more
what you're
time than you
asking? I guess
wanted
she
to in
survives.
one of
She
those
gets rescued.
scenarios. Yeah, basically, like which thing would you find less intriguing as or less inviting as a place to spend too much time? Because they're both not great.
Yeah, but I would say 1,000% the bus and Speed.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
don't
where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely. There's like you'd have friends. It's not cold.
Hang on, Lynn. I think we're having a slight. I don't know if it's me. Hold on, Lindy. 1 second.
Oh, it's me. My internet connection is unstable.
Aha. Okay, good. But now we can. Now it looks like you might be stable again. So let me just re-ask you that question. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Okay, Lindy. Here's another one. Would you rather be stuck in the bus from Speed or on the door that Kate Winslet is sitting on after the Titanic sinks?
I don't know what kind of freak would say door in the North
Is
in the
that
North Atlantic.
is that not what that was? What was the thing that the piece of wood?
You're right. I just mean, why would you pick that when you could be on a bus with all
Oh,
your friends
I see.
and Keanu and Sandy B? Like okay, I understand that Kate Winslet survives the sinking of the Titanic, but it's way closer to certain death than the bus with the bomb on it and Keanu Reeves.
Uh-huh.
And like, I don't know, the bus is more of a party, I feel like.
Yeah, they really bond together to try to overcome this obstacle. Whereas, I mean, presumably the conversation with Kate would be, wasn't there also room for Jack up here?
Yeah. No. Okay. Oh, sorry.
I feel like the internet has done some sort of like sleuthing where they've tried to figure out the like surface area of that piece of wood, and it's been decided that like that could have probably held two people.
Yeah, there's like a Mythbusters episode or something, probably.
There's definitely a Mythbusters. Okay, final one, Lindy West. Final would you rather question. Would you rather live in a world in which Tim Allen is actually Santa Claus, or one in which we have just canceled Christmas altogether?
I would 1,000% love for Tim Allen to have to be Santa Claus. Great. Bring me some joy for once.
I'd never thought of it. That's such a sage answer, though, because I was thinking, oh, that'd be a bummer for the kids if it was like Tim Allen was Santa Claus. But you're saying it'd be a fitting punishment for Tim Allen that
Yeah,
he
exactly.
has to travel around the world in one night and bring joy to children.
Go live at the North Pole, man. And then bring me a present. Then I forgive you.
All right. Well, Lindy, this new book is so much fun to read. And again, I'm so happy that you got to write something that was A, really in your wheelhouse, and B, like not just so just sort of churning your personal experience out in a way that I'm sure is it can be tiring at times. Although I hope you also get back to that because those books are really good as well.
Oh, thanks. That's nice. I'm sure I will.
Where's the TV show at?
We just started shooting season 3 with massive COVID precautions. So
Oh my
so far
gosh.
so good. I know it's
But
wild.
you guys are able to. You're actually like you're moving forward on season 3 of Shrill.
Yeah, we're like we've been shooting for like a month, I think. I'm not there because we have to have absolute minimum number of people. So
The person who created the entire concept is considered
Persona non grata.
it's not relevant to the making of the show.
I mean, I'm sure I could like just go there and be like, let me in. Give me the red badge level clearance. I demand it.
Yeah.
But no, it's fine. There was just sort of, we figured out basically there's one producer on set at a time, and we have two of the producers are covering the set and switching off, and I'm hiding in my little hidey hole up here, and I get to just watch the dailies on my computer. It rocks.
Actually, that's a really good point. It's probably
Yeah.
you're getting just the right amount of creative input. Well, we'll look forward to season 3 of Shrill, and everybody go check out the new book, Bleep Actually, the definitive 100% objective guide to modern cinema. Lindy West, thank you as always. Nice to see you.
Thank you so much. So great to see you.
All right, Lindy, thank you so much. I'm going to hit stop.
I do. No, I'm